Welcome back. As we near the 10th anniversary of the 9/11 attacks, remembering what happened that fateful day is tough even for adults. But how do you talk to your kids about it? Psychologist Dr. Gonzales joining us live in studio this morning. Good morning, Corey.
Good morning, Maddie. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. So how do you talk to your kids about this? How much should you tell them?
Well, you want to tell them based upon what they understand and know already. You want to take cues from them to kind of understand what their capacities are. You know, try to get to understand what they know about this tragedy and kind of go from there. Use their capacities as far as what's age appropriate, be simple. You know, if these are children that don't know anything about it, use simple language. It's not too abstract because their abstract thinking is not very good. Say things like, you know, on 9/11, some bad people flew some airplanes into our buildings to try to harm us. It was a very sad day. Something very simple. But also, if you find that the children don't want to be as verbal, you can have creative expressions. Have them draw pictures, have them play, have them write about things. And I always encourage the Nickelodeon special they have on about what happened on 9/11. The American Psychological Association has endorsed it as well.
Now, on that topic of age appropriateness, is there an age when they're too young to really talk about this or understand? When should you not?
Yeah, I think for younger kids or grammar school and so forth, I don't think you should be letting them let them be exposed to all this traumatic material. Let's face it, they're going to be inundated coming from all different directions. A very tragic, traumatic event. So I think parents need to really monitor when the TV's on and to not really try to limit their exposure to stuff. For teenagers, I think it's appropriate to have more exposure, but to supervise them and talk about what happened, help them to put it in order.
And your next tip there was, I think, reassure safety.
Yeah, you want to talk to them about why things are different now, why they're safe, how we have increased airport security on our planes, we have increased security, their schools, why their schools are safe now. Just to talk about what we've done. The bad guys are mostly caught now. And maybe even this might be a good opportunity for families to come up with an emergency plan for any kind of emergency, whether it's, you can go to FEMA.com and get together an emergency plan for the family. It's a good idea to talk about.
And also so that children don't think this could happen again or this happens very often.
Right. And you really want to, let them know they're safe. And if they see these images on TV, to let them know this is a replay. This is not happening live. It's not reoccurring again. But to make them feel safe by giving them hugs and love as well.
And then that goes along with your third tip there, limit exposure, which you kind of already talked about on how much they can watch on TV that day and of the events, because they will be showing them over and over again, like you said, inundated with these images. And then finally, why we memorialize. Obviously, this is a teachable moment here.
Right. And, having been to Ground Zero, having been to Pearl Harbor, having been to the Federal Building, it's important that we memorialize for the people who sacrificed, the people we've lost, to model that for children, and to talk about the resiliency of our country as well. And how good things can come out of bad things. That during difficult times, how we need to rally together and serve and volunteer, become a part of the American Red Cross. To try to find that silver lining in a dark cloud is a real important message to teach kids as well.
It is definitely a huge moment to be able to talk to your kids about this and be able to really explain what happened that day. What is your biggest tip? Is there anything that parents should be careful of telling their children? Yeah,
I think parents need to keep their own stuff in check. This whole topic inflames a lot of feelings in people. I think they need to really be careful about using hatred and racist terms. This is a select few radical Muslim people that did this. It doesn't represent a whole population, and we don't want to inflame more hatred and more anger. And you want to teach children that you don't really solve problems with hate and violence.
All right, well, Dr. Gonzales, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Some good tips for a lot of parents out there.
Always a pleasure, Maddie.
We'll be right back.